Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Varley Design Studio. For those that don't know, my name's Nicole Reid, and today we are here for some craft productivity sprints. Craft productivity sprints, you might ask? Well, this is where we are going to focus on one or many whips. Depends on what you want to get achieved today, but we're going to be here for 3 45-minute sprints and some chatty bits. So basically what we're going to be doing is having a little bit of a chat now, welcome everybody in, see how everybody's going and all the things. And then basically what will happen from there, we will set the timer for 45 minutes and we will hyper focus on one of our projects. And we're going to do that 3 times. So yeah, I am only doing 3 today in readiness for Saluna, because Saluna is actually going to be doing reading sprints directly after me. So basically you will get to do some crafting and then you can head over to Saluna's. Unfortunately today though, it's not happening. So I'm just getting myself ready. Saluna ended up getting a last minute appointment to see her specialist. And so Saluna is a friend of mine here on online. We haven't met in person yet, but we will be rectifying that in May. And Jess, I haven't forgotten. I just haven't got to the bank that I need to go to send that money through to you. I am doing that this afternoon. So. Yeah, anyway, because I just noticed that Jess is here. I'm also going to be meeting Jess in person as well. There is a booktube event at the end of May, and Saluna, Jess, and a whole heap of other people are meeting up. Some people that you may know, Brooklyn, Reading with Merb, the Reading Wren, Book Fiend named Mel. I'm not too sure if Crystal's going or not, but there is a ton of us that are meeting up, and it's so exciting because Jessica Kiwi is coming in from New Zealand and we're going to be spending the weekend together, so it's super exciting. And we have a pretty swanky looking place that we're staying in, so even if I say so myself. So my hat off to Jess Kiwi for finding that place for us. It was absolutely wonderful. But as I said, we're here for crafting today, and I'm going to be getting into the habit. So going forth now, I will only be doing 3 sprints because, as I said, Saluna is going to be doing reading sprints, although not today. It was happening until about half an hour ago. And that's so yeah. So basically, that will be happening from now on Thursdays. Of course, you know, Selena may have appointments and all that sort of stuff. So there's all of that. But today I'm going to be working on some crochet. Hopefully I won't fall asleep. As you would have heard yesterday on sprints, my neighbours were in full swing. They did not let up. And I am feeling a little bit bleary today. And I am working on the Zigzag Infinity scarf. I am about to go up double the hook size. I'm using this as a template to play with hooks and all the rest of it at this point, because while Jessica Kiwi has finished theirs, Christina has finished hers as well. Yes, I remember seeing pictures for that. Yes, I did at the beginning of the week. I, however, have not, because I've actually been really struggling with it. And if you are new here, I'm really new to cross stitch. Sorry, not cross stitch, crochet. I've got cross stitch on the mind because I've got a few projects out just before I come on live. And so I'm really new to crochet. And to be fair, this one is probably not really suited for a beginner, because there's a little technique that you've got to do and it gets quite confusing and you can miss the spot and all that sort of stuff. Now, the creator is Wheelie Made It Crochet, an Australian YouTuber, and does crochet, a lot of crochet. Basically, they have a really good pattern. So, like, it is a really good pattern. It's well executed on the video, and basically I was able to follow along with it, and I did get mine to look like hers, but it's very messy. And that comes down to the fact that, 1, I've never done this stitch before. 2, this yarn is crappy yarn to be working with, but I've started it now and I'm just going to do it. And the only thing that I sort of disagree with, and I think Christina is also in this camp as well, is that the hook size needed to be bigger. And I think Christina, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know if Christina's here or not, because there's other sprints happening at the moment as well. for BookTube and whatnot. And Christina is a moderator for a lot of BookTubers and stuff like that. So she might not be here this morning. But I'm pretty sure Christina pulled all hers out and then went with a bigger hook and almost doubled the size, if not more than double. So I'm at a 4.5 millimeter hook right now. I'm actually going up to an 8 because where I am, and I was hoping to get this done this morning, but I just ran out of time. Where I'm at is where I need to be for the transition, so the divider. So I'm actually going to just play around with it. This can always be the back of the cowl that sits on the back of my neck, and the rest can be really loose. So I have a plan. If nothing else, I'll add it to a scrappy blanket or something later down the track, because there's nothing wrong with joining something to a blanket. Do you know what I mean? Especially if I'm doing like swatches and all that sort of stuff, it could end up just being a swatch. Kristen has just popped in. She said, yes, the hook needs to be bigger for the drapage. Yeah, this is quite stiff. Like you can see, there is no real give in that. My tension is fine. Like I've looked at it. My tension was a bit tight to begin with. And you know, like it looks really good and all the rest of it, but I've backed off on my tension a bit, and it looks a lot better and it feels a lot better. But now I think if I go double the hook size, and before anybody comes at me, all the seasoned crafters out there and all the rest of it, I am using this as an example, as a test. Okay. So, and I don't really care. I'll use it in the garden or whatever, you know, it doesn't matter if it's looking ratty or whatever, but you know, to clean it up a bit, like I've made mistakes on the edge here. To clean it up a bit, I'm just going to put, if you've seen yesterday's vlog, I talked about this. I'm just going to put single crochet 2 rows of it up and down the side, and that'll clean it up a bit and you won't notice anything. So yeah, so that's what I'm going to do today. I am at the point where I've got to do the transition and I can't remember how to do the transition. You can probably see that I'm filming in the background for the vlog as well. So I'm going to stop filming that, and then with the phone, and then I'm going to, or I'll use my computer or something. I'm reluctant to use my computer when I'm streaming because we all know how StreamYard hates me, and a coder as well. But what I'm going to do is I will pull that up and basically do the transition, and then I'll just do the single crochet, which is going to be about 3 inches. I've actually gone away from rows and just measuring my panel on that. So I'm thinking that I'm going to do 3, possibly 4 of this. So I'm calling this one panel. Worst case scenario is I rip it all out and start again. But I'm thinking that I'm not going to, because I'd like to see how it goes. So yeah, so as I was saying, we are here for 3 sprints today, and they are going to be 45 minutes long. And let me just bring up all the comments and say hello to our friends that have joined us today. Hello, Christina. Going to be lurking with you on the TV. Still not feeling well after the dentist yesterday, but happy sprinting. And pause to hydrate. Oh, that's what I didn't bring. I brought my coffee, but I didn't bring water. I'll have to get up and get that. Thank you for letting me know. I don't have any laundry on today, so that's all good. And I have not taken my meds either because I was doing other stuff this morning. And anyway, there's the list of all the things that you need to do. So I'm going to get up and stretch and all the rest of it when I go and get my meds. And my water. So thank you for the reminder. Good morning, Ria. How are you? I'm going well, thank you. A little bit weary today because of the neighbours, but they're quiet, which is good. So hopefully they stay quiet all day. I was just getting a bit. They ended up having a party. There was a whole heap of other people that turned up, and they don't often do that. They'll play music, but they don't often have like big parties like they did last night. So that's fun. And then this morning, all their friends are going past going, oh my God. Anyway, oh, you've got to love your neighbours, right? And I'm thinking to myself, why is it so hot in here? That would be because I don't have my little portable aircon on. So yeah, that's why I'm sweating already. So yeah, I'm feeling good. Oh, that's much better. Just Kiwis here, laying Hogwarts, playing Hogwarts Legacy at the moment, but going to start reading Educated by Tara Westover. Nice. I'm also reading, and I'm absolutely loving it. Wilkie Collins, The Law and the Lady. This is a really good book. I've only got 100 pages left, so I'll probably end up finishing that tonight. I don't know if I'm going to get to it this morning because I am going to have to watch a video and stuff. So that always plays a bit of havoc. Amber Lee's also here as well. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. Alicia's also here. Hello, how are you? I have to get dinner first, but hoping to do some cross stitch today. Awesome. Thanks, Jess. I'm so sorry. I was waiting on that person to turn up. They finally turned up. So, and I haven't got down to the bank in the last couple of days. So, yeah, I can't wait either. It's going to be so much fun. It's so much fun. Just quick question. You're cool with me filming you, right? I'm sure Selena's going to be fine with it as well. But yeah, I had to change the tension spring on my wheel, so I may spin this evening to try it out. Or I will be weaving ends. Fair enough. Probably should weave the ends, but why finish things when you can start more new things? That's right. I'm with you there. I hang around here long enough, Amberly, and you will see that I have many, many whips on the go. And you will probably get, if you go back and watch some of the daily vlogs that I've been doing in the last couple of weeks, you'll see where I pull out my cross stitch drawers and they're full of things that are not finished. It is swanky, even if we do say so ourselves, right? It's a bit swanky. Hey, Carrie, how are you? Thank you for being here. How's your week been? And what are you working on today? Last week you were working on a quilt. What are you focusing on today? Monica's also here as well. It's a public holiday here, so no work for me. We'll be working on my reading journal and listening to Coven by Harper L. Woods during the sprints. Awesome. Glad that you're working on your, I can't wait to see it at the end of the year. Like last year's was absolutely stunning. And I still stand by, I want to be you when I grow up with my journals and all the rest of it. I love the stickers. I'll have to go back and watch because I didn't write it down where you get your stickers from because those stickers are gorgeous. Yes, the hook needs to be bigger for the drapage, yeah. My yarn called for a 5.5 or a 6.5 was not big enough, but the 10 was perfect. Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing because mine's calling for a 4 millimeter hook, and according to Wheelie, we only had to go up by half a size, was it? And I went up half a size, and it's quite interesting because Wheelie does open up the video and says that I live in Australia, so I don't need it to be thick and heavy, and this is thick and heavy. So I was like, I'm perplexed by that, so to speak. So yeah, but I'm going to do an 8. So I think it's an 8, maybe a 9. I don't know. I'm going up anyway. I'm going up a size. Started a new project with the cowl pattern. Is this the blocks that you're doing? Because I still stand by this would make perfect like a patchwork style quilt because of how thick it is. This would be such a warm blanket, especially for those in the Northern Hemisphere. Like this would be so warm. Just the thickness of it, and then you could alternate it and have one pattern go like the zigzags going this way and then the zigzags going that way. I think it would absolutely be stunning. My whip bin is full. Have finished some before have to finish some before starting more. I've got the hiccups. I'm sorry. They just come on all of a sudden. Sorry about that. Had to pull out some rows though to make it square. Okay, fair enough. Yes, I will have to get pictures of the squares I have done, making it as an engagement present for one of our daughters. Oh, that's so nice. I like the idea of that. All right, we have got to the end of the comments. So let me Tennille's just dropped in. We'll just caught you in time, Tennille. We're about to go to our first sprint. Health still not great, but hoping maybe to read, thinking about crafting, but not quite ready yet. That's fair enough. Well, hopefully you'll feel better and you'll get some reading in because, either way, it's being productive, isn't it? Let me just bring this up and show you. Let me go over here and change the time. 45 minutes. Fresh. and change this. I didn't get to this. Okay. And the quote for today is, it always seems impossible until it's done. Nice. I like that. I like that a lot. So that is our little thing we have up in the corner. That is the wrong one. This is where I'm supposed to be at. All right. I am going to do the be right back, and I'm going to change the camera angle. And yeah, and then we can get stuck into our first sprint. For those that are new here, our mics will mute, and we'll be quiet for 45 minutes. Then we'll come back for a 15-minute chatty bit, and then we'll go to one. And we're going to do that 3 times. All right, let me just get to the back here. I'm just going to move my camera. So not to make you all sick, I will put the be right back symbol up, and that way you guys won't get sick. All right, let me get this out of the way. Make sure that it's in the right place. All right. And this is where everything gets caught up. Oh, dear me. All right, is that the right way? Yes, it looks to be the right way. All right, what are you hooked on? It's all hooked up the back of my computer for some reason. All right, there we go. All right. Now the camera will stay like this until the end, and then we'll go back to the original view. So bear with me for a second. It's being a bit temperamental today. All right, let's bring that a bit closer. I'm looking forward to, let me take those headphones out because I don't actually need them. I'm looking forward to actually getting this project off the table and, yeah, making it a little bit better and all the things. All right, let me just get that out of the way and bring this off, and I'm back. There we go. You can see how dusty I am, fluffy from all of that. So I'm going to be working on this today and trying to get as much as I can done, and going up a hook size and all the rest of it. So let me just take the light off there a bit. It's a bit too bright, but you can see like it's okay, but it's just a little bit too thick in my opinion. Like this is going to go around my neck, so that is not going to be that crash hot if that's around my neck. So yeah, I will just move that over here a bit, and then that way I can do that. There we go. You can see a bit better. All right. We've got a couple more comments that come in. Jean has joined us. Hello. Jean's not sure what I'm going to work on. Can't help you there. What have you got? What have you got? That works. That quote works because prepping a quilt backings is my least favorite step. That's it. And for those that are wondering if they didn't hear what the quote of the day is, it always seems impossible until it's done. So it is a good thing to focus on that today. And that's what I'm thinking about this. It seems impossible, but I'm going to get it done. I'm hoping that going up the hook size is going to make it easier for me as well. And I couldn't find that. I was looking for that pattern that I was talking about, Christine. I couldn't find it. I mustn't have saved it. So I'm going to have to keep an eye out for it. But I don't know if you can see or not. When you do this, like when you normally do crochet, you go into the chain with a lot of stitches, like you're just into that chain. Whereas this one, you're actually going down to the previous chain. So this stitch here, this next stitch will now go down one as well. So at this point in time, I'm actually here to the single crochet. So I'm not going to have to go down on this one. But then when I start it again, I'm going to have it, and you can see how it goes down one there. Like this is the like there's the chain there for the last one, but I've actually got to go down to this one here. So you've got to go down 2. And it's quite confusing if you've never done it before. But I am enjoying it because I'm learning something new. And if you've been around for a while, you know how much I get stuck into things that are difficult, to really test my noggin and my abilities and all that sort of stuff. And it looks like a shambles. I can see it for what it is. I've made mistakes and all that sort of stuff. But I've also taken a leaf out of Wheelie's uh, video and said, "Don't worry if it looks messy because you won't really see it." So yeah. By the way, I finished the book, The Girl with the Pearl Earring. Yeah, you were on Sprints yesterday, and you said that you gave it a 3.5 to 4 stars. So that's awesome. That bodes well because that's one of the books that's on my list to read. I was trying to do a scarf, but every pattern I tried, the gauge is off. Oh, okay. I don't recommend this. I do recommend this one if you've done like puff stitches before, but it is a bit tricky. I'm actually going to rock my scarf in Sydney. Nice. Curriculum was from the TV. I thought it might have been. That's why I thought, I'm not sure that's there. The squares are going so much faster. Okay, cool. Awesome. Excellent. So how many rows are you doing? Or are you just doing the size of it? I changed it up a wee bit. Only 2 single crochet rows at the top and the bottom, and 2 single row instead of 1. Okay, cool. Awesome. All right, let's start the timer. Bring up the banners. Let me just see. We'll drop this down. There we go. And we'll be back in 45 minutes. Happy crafting, reading, all the things that you might be doing right now. And I'll see you in 45. Okay, we are back. That went pretty quickly. So yeah. All right. I did have a little bit of problems with StreamYards just a little while ago. It blanked out, so I had to disappear for a moment and then come back. So hopefully that will be the end of it now. We won't have that happening again. I have gone up. I didn't go up to a size 8, and I finished the row off the transition row into the single crochet, and basically then I've gone up to a size 6mm, and I was just trying out a couple of different hooks. I definitely feel like these ones here they're good, and the top of them is quite pointed compared to this one, so it'd be easier to transition into your work and all that sort of stuff, but they just don't slide as well. I feel like I don't have enough grip on them. I definitely prefer the clover hooks and all the tulip ones. So I'm going to order. I'll probably get rid of these are okay in a pinch. Like, these are quite good. The grips on them is okay, but yeah, I'm just still trying to find my groove with the hooks and all the rest of it. But those metal ones are not my favorite. I mean, I won't get rid of them because they're good, like if I am going away or something like that and I don't want to take my good hooks with me, I can still use them, like in case they get confiscated on a plane or whatever. So yeah, but if you look here, I'm actually doing 3 inches, so I'm almost to that now. I'm about 2.5 inches, I think. Let me see how good I am at my measurements. Yep, 2.5 inches. So there you go. So I've got a couple of more rows to go, probably 2 or 3 rows to go to get to the 3 inches. But that is definitely already, like, you can see that there is good drapeage in that. So I'm happy. This row here is just atrocious. Like, I'm wondering, like, if I find the groove with this hook, if I can undo it from the other end and pull that bad bit out. And just, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I've got enough yarn to just, play around with it. But I like the spacing with this compared to this one. Like, it just, I don't know. It just looks like it looks the same, but I feel like it's just, I think this is just sitting better. Yeah, I think it's going to work better with the bigger hook. That, and I'm sort of spewing now that maybe I should have went up earlier. But yeah, like that just looks heaps better on that. Like, I like this one. Don't get me wrong. I like the single crochet here, but I don't know. I just think that this one is looking a little bit better. The drape is a little bit better. It feels softer. This one still feels a bit stiff in a way. So yeah, we'll see how we go as we progress throughout the rest of the project. So I just pulled my stitch out. These end ones are so tricky to make sure that you get both, like, get it through. Right. Yeah. So that's where we're at. So I've probably got about another 3 rows to go on that, and then I'll be at 3 inches because I'm just doing it on measurement at the moment. So yeah, actually probably this one here's 3 inches, but this one is not going to be as many rows because it's a bigger hook and all that sort of stuff. So yeah. Has anybody ever done like a pull out from the other end, like from down this end? Just worked your way up to where you need to be. So I'm thinking that maybe that's what I'll do if it works out to be better. So Christina's saying that the squares are much quicker. I changed it up a wee bit. I've read that one. I'm trying to see how many squares I can get out of one skein first. Okay, there will be 3 to 4 colors. Not sure yet, but want it to be larger throw for their living room. What are you making, Christina? Send me some pictures on Instagram. I ended up working on my reading journal, which is kind of crafty. Yes, it is. It is still being crafty, for sure. Absolutely, 100%. Let the record show that I am weaving in my ends. We did not start anything new, Emily. Go you. Heroic task. That's my least favorite thing. Yeah, I haven't got to that stage yet. You have no idea, Tennille. This project has at least 100 ends. I wove most of them in as I went, so I only have about 14 left. Oh, that's not too bad. Jessica, we just played my game. I feel like I need an audiobook while I'm doing it. So is Hogwarts Legacy like an online game that you can you can tell I'm not a gamer, right? Because I'm asking these sorts of questions. Is it a game that you just buy and then you play by yourself, or can you play it like multiplayer over the internet? Is what I'm asking. Because I like the idea of like having like a community style thing. Oh, just Kiwi, remind me later to send you through a video that I watched last night. Astrology video. Just put astrology video and I'll send it through to you. That I meant to send it last night and it just slipped my mind until just then when I talked about online community, because that was a topic, like building community and stuff in it. So yeah. I will try to do quilt backings on sprints. It seems to go faster. I finished the 2 I wanted to make before the end of the night during the first sprint. Yay! That's awesome. Time to play with some scraps. Awesome. I'm actually I've got a list in today's vlog. You'll see my list that I've got, and part of that is, which will probably spill over into next week, is to start sorting my scraps and all that sort of stuff. So yeah. We also have Ambi a craft reads. Hello from a creative corner of creation. Hello and welcome in. Thank you for being here. Where are you actually watching from? What country? Send pics to you. Jean posted them on Discord, a thread. Pulling out the other end is beyond a nightmare. Okay, cool. Yes, and that was when I stopped crocheting. It will be a blanket, Jean. It's not online, it's single player. I think HL2 maybe multiplayer element. Okay, cool. Awesome. Annette has also joined us as well. I have put my iron on a project I am making for a friend and it's left a mark. Oh no. Oh, hun. Oh, I'm so sorry that that's happened. That is like the worst nightmare. Is there any way you can like maybe give it a bit of a rub and get it off? Oh, hun, that's terrible. I'm so sorry that that's happened to you. We'll be using the black, white, and grey, maybe a couple of greys, and connecting with a variegated yarn for the living room is monochromatic, so I thought it would work. Nice. And Ambi is in the United States and watching from the state of Georgia. Nice. Nice. I love how we get people from everywhere all over the world. We've got New Zealand here. We've got Australia here. We've got Canada, the US, multiple places. I do apologise for my yawning. But if you want to complain to anybody, take it up with my neighbours. So, yeah. No, it has just ruined the last hour of work. Oh, no. Oh, hun, I'm so sorry, Annette. That is terrible. Is it like, can you remake that, or are you limited on your fabric and whatnot? So, oh my goodness. I've had that happen to me. I was making a custom handbag and I was so close to the end and I pressed it and I scorched it basically, and yeah, I had to start over again. Luckily, I had enough, but it was painful because it was a good 2-3 hours work into the handbag. So yeah, because a lot of people think that sewing is a quick and easy thing to do, but it is a time-consuming thing, like any craft. Most crafters do know that, but people that don't sew or craft don't understand that concept that it's it takes a lot, and then stuff like this can happen, and it's so devastating when something like that does happen. So hopefully you've got enough fabric to do it again, and you've just put in there time to start again, lesson learned. Yeah. Have you got a applique Teflon sheet? I often, with projects now, I don't have one handy here, but I will go and grab it for you. So I will be right back because it's very accessible. So because I was using it the other day. So I'll be right back and I'll show you what it looks like in there. And it might be something that you can invest in. Okay, so I don't know if you've seen these before or not, Annette, but this is something that I use quite often now. And this is an applique Teflon sheet. So what it does is it protects your fabric from any glue or anything coming onto the fabric. And I use this now when I'm making handbags. I don't just use it. I've got one that I use for applique, and that stays with my applique glues and all that sort of stuff. And this basically, it's quite a large sheet, as you can see. It's probably about 50 centimeters, so 20 inches by about 18 inches. Almost the size of a fat quarter. But you can see it's shiny. It doesn't matter what side you use it on, but it actually protects your work. And I now have this when I'm working on other people's stuff and even on my own stuff as well, especially when I'm making handbags or anything like that. And you just put it over and you just iron on it. So it doesn't stick to your iron or anything like that. It's a Teflon sheet and it's heat proof. So maybe that is something that you could invest in. And let me just see if I can find a link for you. And I'm pretty sure that I have a link somewhere here I can get for you. Just bear with me for a second. Give me just a little moment. All right. So, okay, my computer's being a weirdo. Let me just see, because it is an invaluable tool, I can assure you. So, let's see if it comes up. Yep, there it is. All right, so let me just bring this up for you, and I'll just grab the link. Now, if you use this link, this will actually help support the channel. It's an affiliate link. So I get a little bit of a percentage if you buy from it. You don't pay any extra. And you can get it in different packs and all that sort of stuff. The pack that I have here is the 16 inch by 20 inch is the one that I just showed you. So yeah, let me just pop that link into the comments for you. And yeah, so there you go. It's like $6. So the link is there. I don't use parchment paper, Christina, because it can actually leave marks. And so, yeah, so I tend not to use that. You have to be very, very careful on that. But that is the link there for the Teflon sheet. It is $6.70 for 3 sheets. And, yeah, the one that I have. Okay. And that will stop all that happening for you, Annette. So, and as I said, like I use it in all applications now because it's so disheartening that when that happens, and I feel your pain because I've been there, and I don't wish to go back there again. So, yeah, we have all of that. So let me just refresh that. So yeah. I use a scrap fabric as pressing sheets. Keep forgetting to buy Teflon. Well, Carrie, I just put a link down there for you. Yeah, it does work in a pinch, but I don't like to use that because the simple fact is that it can leave marks still. I have had that happen as well, because that's what I was told. I'll just use kitchen parchment paper. Yeah, not all parchment paper is equal. So yeah, I will use it all the time now. I have learnt my lesson. Yeah, sometimes we've got to learn these hard lessons, don't we, Annette? You and me both. We both learnt the hard way. Jamie's also joined us. Hello, Jamie. How are you? Again, that is the link. As I said, that link there is an affiliate link. It is the one that I've used on Amazon, and basically it makes it super easy. It just glides. You can use a hot iron, a warm iron, a slightly cool iron. It just protects everything. And just basically what I do is I keep my applique one separate because sometimes your applique one can get a bit of glue on it and it's easily cleaned off, but I just keep it separate. So I use one for just applique and one for just pressing, and the one that I use for just pressing stays near my iron, whereas the applique one is put away with all of my needles and stuff like that. So yeah. Thank you so much. And I did think I will get another one just for ironing. Yes, no worries. Thank you. Teflon can be used for baking too. Yes, it can. Yeah, it can be on that, but it's actually used for a lot of people use it for as a craft mat. I don't know whether this one is actually food safe. So please proceed with caution. It'll probably tell you somewhere that it is. It can be. It says here wide application. PTFE Teflon sheets can serve great. It says here can serving as instead of serve as a non-stick oven liners, iron clothes protector, heat press transfer, and other crafting projects. I personally would not use this in the oven, okay, because I can't see anywhere where it actually says that it's food safe, but it has temperatures of 600 degrees Celsius to protect it, so that is quite high. Very, very high. So yeah, but that is it. Yes, that's what you can. The link that I've popped into the comment is a 3-pack for $6.70. Yes, and they show it as baking, but it doesn't say that it is food safe. Okay, because you have to, like, I would be inclined to get things that are food that actually state that it's food safe. It's got a picture that it shows for baking, but it doesn't mean that it's food safe. It is advertised as a craft thing, not a baking thing. Okay, so a lot of people use them for their heat presses and stuff like that when they're working with their crickets and everything. We use Teflon on industrial things at work. Not all Teflon is alike. Only use things that, yeah, see, I agree, Tennille. That's why I said I would not use it in the oven because it does not actually state that it is food safe. And you don't want chemicals leaching into your food and making yourself ill. So, yes, I agree with Tennille there. 100%. All right, we have got to the end of the comments, so let's go to our next sprint. I'm going to continue on with my little crafting crochet here. In the pics it says food grade material. Okay, maybe not since they can't spell material. Yes. I would not use it. Honestly, it's advertised as a craft mat, not a food mat. I would rather get silicone for my food than Teflon anyway. because once those chemicals enter into your system, you can never get rid of them. They are a forever chemical. So yeah, just be aware of that. And if you're not sure about all of that sort of stuff, may I suggest you watch any documentary on DuPont, and they'll be able to tell you all about it. So yeah. They, and also all the thing, like for a craft mat, it's perfect, but for a food thing, not so much. I would not use it at all because one, the spelling mistakes. Two, it's probably coming out of China, and they're not exactly known for their food safety products. So yeah, just be aware of that. So what is everybody? I'm working on crochet. I am working on a scarf, infinity scarf, the zigzag infinity scarf, and the tutorial is by Wheelie Makes It Crochet, an Australian YouTuber here. And so we have been working on some we were doing this as a crochet along, and I'm extremely slow, and all my friends have finished. But I am extremely slow, and I'm just learning to crochet. So this is my day of learning and all that sort of stuff. And I'm sure everybody else will drop in what they're working on. But for right now, we are going to mute the comments, and mute the mics, and we're going to start the next sprint. And I'll see you all in 45 minutes. Okay, we are back from our sprint. I am definitely hating this yarn that I'm using. It keeps splitting. It's driving me mental. But I do like the fact that I've gone up to a size 6 hook from what I was at. So I am just going to continue on with this. But I hate this yarn. Just keeps splitting. It's driving me mental. But I am liking the look of how loose it feels. So yeah, I think it's a lot better than what it was. This yarn just keeps splitting and drives me mental. So, but I finally got rid of. Oh no, I haven't. I thought I got rid of the disaster area that was my ball of yarn. I still have a little bit left. But yeah, it's that's the last little knotty bit, I think. Let me just have a look. No, there's one more little knotty bit, and then I'm past it. But it's coming out nicely now, so it shouldn't pull so much. I'm actually probably going to work on this a little bit more later today, but like I don't know. I think, to be honest, this was not the best yarn to use for it. I think that this would be good to like just for like a single crochet or a double crochet, but not this puff stitch, because it's just because you're going down into that second row, it seems to split it. Although, I've got enough of it now to do this, so I will finish doing this, and this will just become my outdoor garden winter attire. So yeah, like I can see a lot easier using the bigger hook. Most definitely I can see where I've got to go, whereas with the smaller hook I had to sort of dig for it, like, whereas this one I can actually feel where I've got to go, and you can see that I am actually going a little bit quicker by getting into the right spot, a lot easier. So yeah, whereas with this other end, like to find it, I'd have to like wiggle my finger in to find it and all that sort of stuff. So I think that this is working a little bit better for me with the bigger hook. And you're right, Christina, it's so much easier. Yeah, I'm glad that I decided to. I know it's not the conventional way of doing things, of changing a hook halfway through a project, but it's a cowl. Like it's just going to be wrapped around my neck and that's it. So, and I'll just leave it there because I forgot what I'm up to. So yeah, but it's starting. It looks heaps better. You can see it looks puffier, so it's got a looser drape and everything like that. So I'm pretty happy with that. How it's going, most definitely. That's a little bit much to be desired over there, but yeah. It feels better too, like it feels softer. It doesn't feel so dense. So I'm pretty happy with that. All right, well, we'll see how much I can get done in the next sprint and all the rest of it. Let's see how you all went. I've got stuff everywhere. Actually, I might just pack some of this stuff up because it's starting to get problematic and get in my way. So, oh, dear me. I've got like all the things happening. Let me pop that in there. I've got my clover case. I am going to order some clover hooks in different sizes. I definitely like the clover hook a bit better. I think it's more ergonomic for my hand as well. So, and I want to do this for a long time, not a short time. So, getting the right equipment is pretty key. And yeah, get that in there. Wrap that up. It's escaped. Right, got everything packed away now and out of my way. Right, I can find the mouse. That was the problem. I couldn't find the mouse. So yeah. All right, let's have a look and see how you all went. Where we're up to. All right. So Ambi has actually left, but they were asking what crafts we do. So just in case they come back and watch the replay, Amberly says, I am a knitter and a hand spinner. Nice. My craft today is healing. I'm glad it's making you feel better. Look, I wore the wrong clothes today. Look at all the stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go out and pet roll myself with the, that sticky thing. And Ambi says, I am a multi-craftal. Not working on anything right now, but I do lots of different crafts. Crochet is my main one, a few different paper crafts, beading, and I would like to get back into sewing. Nice. I am also multi-craftal as well. So I do just about everything. I have done everything from sculpture, clay work, right through pottery, right through to sewing. My main crafts right now are sewing and cross stitch, and I'm slightly getting addicted to crochet as well. The only thing that I've never really got into is paper crafting. It's not something that I've got into, and I've only just recently started beading on my cross stitch work. So would I do a lot of beading? Well, I have actually done beading in the past. I've made jewelry and stuff like that, and I've also done a lot of silversmithing as well. So I've always been a crafty person. I got my first Holly Hobby sewing machine. I think it was in 1977 was when I got my first. No, it would have been. Yeah, hang on. Let me just think where we were living. I was 8. It was my birthday. It was my 8th birthday. That I got it. It was either my 7th or 8th birthday. So 77 or 78. And my grandmother was a seamstress. She purchased my first sewing machine for me, which was a Holly Hobby sewing machine, which are super cute. I don't even know if you can still see them. It was considered a toy, but it actually worked. So let me just have a look and see if we can still get them. Holly Hobby. Not Hibby. No, let me just go to Google. I thought maybe you might be able to get them still, maybe. You never know. I wish I still had it. 1977 I'll go. Australia. Here we go. We might have found one. Yep. There we go. Let me just share this tab with you. And I'll just make it a little big. I'll just change it to this view here and take that away. But that was the little sewing machine that I had. So yeah, it was super cute, but it worked. And that it was hand cranked, of course. I don't know if I think it actually got. I think we lost it in a flood. That I lost a lot of stuff from my childhood in a flood in Sydney. So, yeah. How much is that one going for? I can't read it. Wow, that's only going for $67. Really? That's at Antiques. Antiques, yeah. That is super cool. Let's see what else we can find. Let me see if I can get some images up of the different ones. Oh, look, here's one where it's good. This is a 1975 one. So this one was a green one. And let me just, you can see how it's actually set up on this one, how it actually works. I actually got a machine that you can see it's got a little piece of fabric. It's got the yarn on top. That's on Etsy though. I think it is. Sorry, this old item is sold out. So that was by, yeah. And I had it for ages. But I don't, as I said, I think it actually got lost in a flood, which is not surprising really. So yeah. Yeah, I wish I still had it though. That was the second sprint. Yes, the second sprint. Ambi had to head off because the phone was dying. Coda popped in, had a friends. Hello to Nicole and Crafty People from Chris. Hello to Chris. I finished my ends. Also, nice productivity. Hey, Chris and Coda. Hello to everybody lurking and all the people that are in the comments and anyone that Coda may have missed. Tennille saying hello. Ria saying hello. Ooh, Tennille has caught up on the reading journal. Having fun with pretty washi tape. I am not a drawer, so it's a way to make things colourful. Yes, this is true. Hello to Coda from Christina. On episode 10 of season 3 of Resident. I'm really liking it so far. Yeah, some of them are a bit. I don't have Netflix anymore, so I never got to finish it. And quite frankly, I think by the time I got to season 4, I needed a break. So so Nera Lee stopped Netflix, so that's fine. I've got fluff all over me. Looks like I've been rolling in the dust. Look at that. I'm glad you're liking it though. Here's a reminder: hydrate, snack. Tell us what it was because Coda's nosy. Check the laundry, take your meds, stretch. Show some love to the like button. Make sure you sub and ring that bell so hopefully you get notified. Just for you, Coda. Snack: Subway pizza melt with vanilla cake. Nice. I made scones last night. I made scones years and years ago, and they turned out like little pellets. they were fine, but they weren't as good. And I come across this really quick recipe on a reel, and basically I whipped some up last night, and they're just like little mini ones, so they're only small like this, and it was good. It was a nice little snack, so I made enough for yesterday and today. And I've got dough. I rolled out my cookie dough. It was too hard. It was in a ball, like a squashed ball of choc chip cookie dough. So I just sliced it, and then I cut those slices into biscuit size. So I've frozen them now, so I can just pull them out. So yeah, hello to Coda from Jessica Kiwi. It's your project. Do it how you want. Yep, that's it. I'm just using this as a test. Like, it's really good because I actually have a pattern that has the puff stitch in it, and I want to get it right before I end up doing that one. I've got all the yarn for that. It's a blanket, so it's going to be done during winter. But I've got all the yarn for that, and it's all in autumn colors to go with my room when I redo it. Tasty, right? Pizza melt. Jessica Kiwi is about to call up with my book. Pain decided to ramp up today, and I need to be good for work on Saturday because it's busy. It's trading a day after the week. Busiest trading day of the week for us. So sorry, that was not coming out. My craft is reading, if that counts. Yes, it's a hobby. That's fine. That's it. We welcome all hobbies here. So yeah, that's fine. Wait, you switching projects or ending early? Who, me? No, I'm staying with this one. I'm glad that I've done it, and I'll work on a bit more, but we've only got one more sprint. So no, I'm not finishing it early. I've got another project that's a little bit easier to do because you're just dealing with the change not going too down, and it's a little less strenuous. This one I find now that I can see it clearly where I've got to go. It's a lot easier. So yeah, I may end up pulling from the bottom. We'll see how we go. Anyway, I am definitely going. I'm going to see how far I can get into the next sprint, how far I can get into that panel. So yeah, my friend gave me some pieced diamond painting shapes from. Sorry, not diamond painting, diamond shapes. I just added painting in there from a quilt she didn't want to finish. I sewed them into blocks and decided to take the rest and cut into squares up for the next project. Nice. When I have room in my whip bin. Fair enough. I had a Holly Hobbies sewing machine too. I know. They're so cute. Holly Hobby. And like if you remember, like Holly Hobby was also like you could get like she had her little dress as well. Like everybody, I think everybody had either this cross stitch or an embroidery or Hobbytex. Remember Hobbytex? Oh my god. This one here, I think I can share it up there. Let me just switch around again. So that main large picture there, that was a cross stitch. I actually had a Holly Hobby doll too, and it looked like that little picture. That little picture there. She like had a little rag dress on and all the rest of it. Let's see if I can see any. And then a few years ago, Holly Hobby fabric came out as well. Like I remember that came onto the scene. See, I don't remember mine being electric. Apparently, you could get electric ones, but I don't remember mine being electric. I remember mine being the hand crank one. So, yeah. Oh my god, look at that one in the box still. My goodness. But Holly Hobby, there's the doll. Oh my goodness. There you go. Oh, there you go. And you could also get black ones like the Singer sewing machines as well. So there you go. Lots of different stuff. I think the electrical ones came out a little bit later. They might have been like 79 and up. But Holly Hobby was so popular. So popular. So yeah. All right. I love Holly Hobby. My fifth birthday cake was a Holly Hobby. I have the cake pan now. I found it at an antique store. Now I feel so old. Oh my goodness. Holly Hobby was so popular. It was, I think every girl in the 70s and early 80s knew of Holly Hobby. I would go as far as to say she was probably even as popular as Barbie at the time. So yeah. But for crafty girls, like not so much girly girls, more crafty girls. I also got a sewing machine when I was 8, but that was definitely a kid's machine with limitations. I did maybe 3mm stitches, no reverse, etc. Managed some things with it though. Yeah, I made like little blankets. I should have known back then that I was going to be some sort of blanket maker because I made little blankets. I think I made a pair of pants for a Barbie, if I remember correctly, because my nan helped me make a pair of pants. I sort of just sewed bits and pieces together. So yeah. Christina, lots of pink hearts for Christina. I now need to pull cookies out of my freezer. I always make someone hungry here. So yeah. The Holly Hobby has a TV show. Oh my god. A fifth or sixth, yeah. I think I remember I can't remember whether I got it living in Parramatta or whether I got it living in Minto. So I was either no, I didn't get it in Parramatta. I think I got it when I moved to Minto because at the same time my grandmother also got me a latch hook rug, a little puppy. It was a little puppy basset hound, I think it was. And that was the year that I started latch hook and also sewing. So I had done some sewing prior to that with my grandmother, but not a lot. She wasn't a very patient teacher. She taught me lots of other things and that, but she wasn't very patient when it came to that. And also her machine was a vintage machine as well. I was so dirty when I heard my grandfather got rid of it. That's so dirty, but anyway. I just put them in the oven. Nice. I made Barbie clothes, Barbie sleeping bag, things for the stuffed animals, but we didn't have much in the way of fabric. Yeah, my grandmother gave me a heap of fabric because we were only minimum wage, single income family, and we weren't rich or well off by any means. And that sort of stuff. Like my mum wasn't a crafter, so there was none of that in the house. to pull from or anything like that. So I had to rely on either my nonna or my grandmother. So yeah. I had to sew together leftover prize ribbons from the farm animal shows. Nice. Well, hey. That's how I played with Barbie and other dolls too. I made clothes with them. Yeah. I didn't get into the sewing as much as my grandmother wanted to get me to get into it. I sewed a couple of things, but I was more inclined to be outside riding horses and all that sort of stuff. I was quite a tomboy when I was younger, but when I come home after the day, I would sit there and do latch hook and all that sort of stuff. So and then there was a little while there that I did a little bit of Hobbytex with my mum. She got into Hobbytex big time. If you don't know what Hobbytex is, that is where like you had the tubes of like fabric paint and you coloured in pictures, and sometimes they had embroidery and stuff on them, but mostly it was just coloured in pictures and all that sort of stuff. My mother was right into that. She used to go to, that's when she got into crafting. Let me see if I can find anything. I don't want the word hobby. Okay, let me just have a look and see if I can't. Here we go. This is a perfect example of it. I'm pretty sure that's Hobbytex. Let me just, excuse me. Oh, look at that. We've pulled up Pinterest. Here we go. Share the tab. All right. Excuse me. All right, let me just get me up in the corner somehow down here. There we go. So Hobbytex was done on fabric, and you got the outline, so you can see there of the hat. I don't think that is Hobbytex, but there was a way of doing that. So I can't see what you're actually seeing. So let me just all right, so that's what you're seeing. So you can see here, like you can have. I'm just trying to find a tablecloth because they were here we go. This is what was really popular. So you'd get an outline of that, and then you would color it in with Hobbytex. And it was a fabric paint, and basically you could wash it and do all the things, but that's sort of what it looked like. I was just trying to see if I couldn't find one where you can actually see someone applying it. It was never done with like paintbrushes or anything like that. It was always done with the Hobbytex paints, which look like this. Let me share this tab with you. Whoa, that's not cheap. $342. Jeez Louise. And save $100. Anyway, that's what they look like. So they come in all these things, and you had the containers to hold them and all that sort of stuff. And then you had like it had little tip on it. So let me just show you what it actually looked like. So it has that little tip, and you would squeeze it out. And basically you do it in lines, and you'd sort of color in, and and your Hobbytex. Oh my God, these are proudly Australian owned and operated since 1968. There you go. Let's see if they've got any other pictures. I'll show you what. And a lot of time it was like it felt almost like a velvet sort of fabric that you were working on. That horse is gorgeous. You gonna come up? No, you're gonna. There we go. So you can see you could get like it wasn't okay. I can't remember whether it actually had numbers on it or anything, or whether you just had a diagram that you knew what color was supposed to have happen and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, so that is what you ended up with, which is quite interesting. Accessories. So you can see there you can get extra nibs for it. And all that sort of stuff as well. Got tip cleaner and all that. Tablecloths were probably the biggest thing my mum did. So she did things like with botanicals on it and stuff. Like, it's not cheap. That's just for the tablecloth. $75. That's Australian. Come on. Thank you. Oh. So you can see there that it's a bit closer of the picture, but that's just probably the picture that's actually done. So yeah, it was my mum got into it. She had a lot of black linen and stuff like that for it, which was really interesting. And she used to do it at the end of the day and all that sort of stuff. And there was a couple of things that I was allowed to do, which I appreciated because it gave me a taste for crafting and stuff like that with my mum. But she wasn't a crafty person, and it wasn't until later years that she started crocheting and all that sort of stuff. So, and I was in my teens when she started doing that. So yeah. All right, where were we up to? A latch hook, another craft that is my start and never finish. I did a lot of it. I did a lot of cushions and everything, like all the cushions that I had. Again, these have just gone by the wayside. I don't know what happened to them. I wanted to be a fashion designer. Well, there you go. Jean had a Holly Hobby lunchbox. There was Holly Hobby everything. Also had a Choice sewing machine, but it only did like 10 stitches and then would jam. We had this in Canada too. It came in a red container. You did it directly from the tubes. That's correct. Love a good bargain. That's not a bargain, I'm telling you. My mum had the whole set. My mum was famous for buying hobbies and never doing them. I think that everybody's guilty of that, Jean. No, they had a chart that went with it, yeah, and it had numbers, and you could actually paint the fabric. Yeah, I remember. Mum did a really big one on that. It was less expensive when we were kids. Yeah, true. My mum did pictures of peonies. Nice. They basically told you what color to do if you wanted a blue scheme or a pink scheme, etc., etc. I was not allowed to do it because it was too expensive. Yeah, on that. My mum, I think I did like a little. If I remember correctly, it was a little doily. Like, you know how you get those dressing table sets? I think it was one of those that I did. I actually did two. So I must have helped her do her dressing table set on that. And then that was just the oval one. And then my nonna put crochet around the outside in a really delicate stuff. I'm guilty of that. I have diamond painting that's been sitting in my car for 2 months. Yeah. We're all guilty of it. I bought a Cricut and a silhouette, and I've never used it for its intended purpose. I have vinyl and all sorts of stuff there for it, and haven't even taken it out of the box. It's a silhouette, sorry, not a Cricut. A silhouette and a scan and cut. The scan and cut I have used for making hexagons. That's it, for English paper piecing. Oh, and I used it to create an embroidery as well, which is hella time consuming, so I won't be doing that again. All right. I was always afraid that I would drop a diamond painting, and that's why I've never bought a diamond painting. Well, the thing is though, you get kits, like you get the kit, it comes with everything, and then you can get like containers to put your drills in. So if you're going to spill something, it's only going to be one little container. And they're easy enough to pick up. Like you can get little vacuums to pick them up and all that sort of stuff. So, that I spill them all the time. Like if you watch my videos for any length of time, you'll see jump cuts and stuff. That's where I've like dropped the drills and stuff. So, yeah. All right, let's go into our next and final sprint. Let me bring up the banner. Where are we? There we go. That's the next one. All right, we're going to do another 45 minutes and then we'll come back and wrap up for today. During this sprint, think about all the crafts that you did as a kid or you know of as a kid and share them in the comments and we can have another conversation, maybe look a few things up. I'm sure I've given everybody a bit of a blast from the past as well. So, yeah, all right, let's start the timer and I'll see you all in 45 minutes. Happy sprinting, everyone. Okay, we're back. All right, that was our last sprint. I got a few rows done, so I'm pretty happy with it. It actually looks heaps better. Heaps, like, so much better. So that is where it was at, and it's very thick. And this one looks so much. It feels softer as well. So yeah, I'm fairly happy with that. So, but my hands are starting to get a bit sore, so I'm actually going to give it a rest for a bit, have some lunch, and then I might do a little bit of sewing this afternoon. I might just sew together some quilt blocks, maybe the quilt that I've got on the sewing board. I also have some project bags to make as well, but I'm probably going to do them tomorrow because they're a bit fiddly as well. So, and do not want to have really sore hands when I've got a lot of sewing and stuff to do over the weekend. I've got a binding to put on. What else have I got to do over the weekend? I've got a custom order to do over the weekend because it's the weekend that I work pretty much flat out. So I'll do 7 days this week. And yeah, but it's looking heaps better, don't you reckon? Like, I think it is. Anyway, it looks heaps better than the other end. I don't know. It just feels better, I think, is more to the point. And it is also narrower as well. I don't know what I've done. So yeah, anyway. It is a hot mess. So yeah. All right, let's have a look and see how everybody went. As I said, that was the last sprint. And yeah, so let me just remove that banner. We'll be back next Thursday for more crafty sprints as well. Now, where was I up to? Let me just have a look. I think this is where we're up to. Late 2000s, there was little bands that you could make. Oh, loom bands. Don't even talk to me about loom bands. Oh, my God. My kids got into that, and they were I swear, years later, I was still sucking up bloody loom bands from the floor. They, like, everybody was doing it. All their friends were doing it, and so, but like, I've got 3 daughters, so you can imagine. Grandparents bought it, aunties bought it, friends bought them, so they had loom bands coming out the Yahoo. So yeah. They were everywhere in this house. They were like glitter, basically. They were absolutely everywhere. That was my craft when I was younger. They were a lot of fun. Like, we had a lot of fun making things with them. Savannah got right into it. She was making all sorts of, like, animals and all sorts of stuff. Nerily and my eldest daughter, Dum Jane, they just liked making the bracelets. So they would make bracelets for their friends and all sorts of stuff. So, yeah. Annette finished my project. Thank you for the wonderful crafting day. Well, thank you for being here. And I've seen this pop up just a little, well, I've seen it when I looked over a little while ago, and I did some of this as well. This was really interesting. A lot of older people did this, and it was really popular there for a while, where you'd get, like, especially with, like, Australian animals and everything. I remember my grandparents doing it, or my grandfather predominantly doing it for a little while. And I did it at school as well. Like, when I was at school in the 80s, we did a section in our art. We did that. And I also did, like, soapstone sculpturing, and I did clay sculpture and all that sort of stuff. I didn't do a lot of painting. I wasn't really interested in that when I was at school. Excuse me. Excuse me. That's all the fluff that's come off the yarn. But I remember doing the copper and also lino stenciling as well. We did screen printing. I was really interested in all of that sort of stuff, but actually, like, drawing and painting, I wasn't into as much. I did it, but not that you could recognize what they were supposed to be. So, yeah. I tried reading. It was not working, so I got my knitting out and an audio book. Guess what? 12 rows to go. Oh, that's awesome. Such a huge blanket. Go, Jess. Forgot you were on the TV and you're banging around. It made me scream. Sorry. Because I thought somebody broke into my house. Sorry. I did not know that I was on your TV, but anyway, I'm so sorry. That was a dinner sprint for me. Nice. I got super sidetracked, from my book, and I'm learning some stuff about making apps. Part 2 of that video series is out now, Nicole. I sent it. Oh, okay, cool. On my homepage. On your homepage? Okay. I'll check it out. One of my friends wants to get into macrame. Did I miss? Here we go. Carrie says, my aunt tried to teach me macrame, but just tied big, messy knots. I do macrame. I actually taught my grandfather how to do macrame, and I showed him the basic knots. And that man just took it to a whole nother level. He made wall hangings and all sorts of stuff. Sorry, my project just fell on the ground, so I thought I better pick it up before it ends up in a hot mess. But yeah, I do macrame, and as I said, I taught him the basics knots. I think I taught him three. I taught him the basic square knot, and then how to do a twist knot, both left and right. And there was another knot that I taught him to. I can't remember now because it was back in the 80s when I taught him that. He's been gone since 1990. But yeah, in the last years of his retirement that he was with us, he did some amazing projects. Like he made this big wall hanging that used to hang in my grandmother's lounge room. But I actually do macrame as well. This is one of my most recent ones that I've done, the Tree of Life. I did this as a tutorial for my Patreons. So I've got these hanging. I've got 2 now. I want to get another 2 done to hang on the rest of. I want to hang one on the library door, but I also want to hang one on each bedroom. And yeah, so this I'm thinking that the next one I'm going to do, it will be in pink for Mia. She likes pink. Neroli has had one for years on her door because she loves the Tree of Life, so I made it as a gift for her. Yeah, there's no wire in this. This is all just done with macrame cord, and it's a series of knots, very simple knots to get twists and stuff like that. But yeah, I've actually taught a couple of people how to do crochet over the years, and that just hangs on my bedroom door. So I do want to actually take this to a next level and actually do one where I have like gemstones through it and all that sort of stuff. But I haven't got to that yet because I have to get some specialized equipment to do it and all that sort of stuff. So yeah. But it looks good. I like it. So yeah, that's the Tree of Life that I've done. So I've got a couple more to make. I just make them every now and again because it does take it out of your hands. So yeah, you got to be pretty careful of it on that. So one of my friends wants to get into macrame, and you obviously can tell she was not raised in the 70s because she does not remember it. Then we'll be hanging. So we're popular then. She's in her early 20s. So yeah. Falling asleep. Thanks for hosting today, Nicole. Enjoy your night. I hope you sleep well and feel better tomorrow. I seen it, not sent it. I can send it if you want. Yeah, cool. Thanks. Sorry. I'm getting tired. My eyes are sore and all the things. I'm thinking I'm going to end up having a nap this afternoon for sure. That was Hillbilly for I seen it. I saw it on my homepage. Oh, okay, right. Pretty. That's gorgeous. Thank you. Thank you so much. My grandmother did it in oranges and browns. It was very popular in the 70s. Yeah, do you remember the old canisters, the brown and orange? And they also come in green and brown as well. My mum had them that your coffee and sugar and stuff was in. She mostly did hangings for towels for the bathroom. Well, there you go. My grandfather, he did a fruit bowl tier that hung from, like, they had pretty high ceilings in their house as well. They weren't as high as these ones, but they were still pretty high. I think they were 8-foot ceilings. And he had this beautiful orange tier. You remember those brown wooden bowls that you used to be able to get? You get them in like small cereal bowls and a bit bigger and then a real big one. He had those sitting in it, and they were used. They used to use those as fruit bowls. And then he got tricky after he made that one. He made another one where he used rings to get it to hold, and then he made it like a basket that tapered in. So he had a small ring at the bottom and a larger ring at the top, and then a series of knots that would come down to each ring, and then it made a bowl. And then he done a netting across the bottom. My grandfather, when he was in Egypt, when he migrated from Malta, because that's where he was from. So he's Maltese, and my last name is Maltese descendant. And they say Maltese descendant because he was originally from Malta, but then after World War II, he migrated over to Egypt, and that's where he met that's where the arranged marriage was done with my grandmother, my nonna. And prior to that, he was quite a crafty person himself. And he used to make rugs. They never really talked about it because when they came here, and they paid their way to come here, they lost all of their credentials when they got here, and they had to start over again. But every now and again, he'd tell stories of the old country, he used to call it. And basically they were Christian, so that's why they left. There was quite some turmoil apparently in Egypt. I've never really looked at it in depth or anything like that because it was never talked about in our family. And so I just I'm sort of the person that just leaves good enough alone. I don't need to know, and I don't want to dredge people's bad memories or trauma or anything up. So basically I didn't need to know, so I'd never really looked into it. But in the 1950s, they immigrated to Australia, and when they got here, they lost all of their credentials and everything like that. And my grandfather apparently was someone that made quite luxurious rugs and stuff like that for high up people, so like politicians and very well-to-do people and stuff like that. So he was always a crafty person, and he was a very intelligent person as well. He spoke 9 different languages, and yeah, he was very intelligent. But they never talked about what happened in Egypt, why they left, or anything like that. And my dad was 5 years old when he came here. My auntie was 2, I think, 2 or 3. So yeah. And but he was always a very crafty person, and I remember him doing things like the copper art and macrame. I taught him how to do that. He also did like some paintings and like on bowls and things like that. I think it's called folk art. I think that's what they call it. He did a lot of that. So he always was doing something with his hands, and if he wasn't doing that, he was out in the shed pottering around and whatnot. But they ended up coming here and just working really hard, got their family home, and just lived a simple and good life. So yeah. And yeah, so I always have that thought of when I was younger, when I came home from school with my first macrame, because that's where I learnt macrame at school. And then I did it extra outside of school and stuff like that. And basically he was very fascinated with it, and he basically asked me to show him, and that's what I did. And then he just took it from there, and he was amazing. Like the things that he created and all that sort of stuff was just absolutely phenomenal. And my nonna, like she would she could knit with her eyes closed. Like she would just whip up a jumper in no time at all. So they were both very crafty people. I know that she used to work with cotton and stuff in Egypt, but she would never talk about anything. I know that she was like on a farm, so I'm assuming that she used to pick cotton, or she used to produce the cotton. That's all I know. But we never, like, she would never talk about anything in Egypt. I don't even know if she was from here or whether she missed home. But I know that none of her family live in Egypt anymore. They all moved to different areas of the world. So it's sad in a way that I don't know the backstory, but at the same time, if you knew my grandparents, you know not to bring the subject up. So they're very old school, very disciplined, and all that sort of stuff as well. So yeah. What an amazing life he had. Yeah, he did. He like, I still don't know, like, as I said, I don't know whether they were happy that they came here or not, but they seemed to be really happy while they were here and alive. And as I said, he's been gone since 1990. And so yeah, so I don't know, and I guess I'll never know unless I come across something. But like, some of the amazing things that I learned about Malta as I got older and stuff, like where he was from, and I learned this from my mum and my father. So they obviously had talked about it, but in Malta, apparently they keep records and track of all their citizens, of where they go once they leave the country. There is a, I guess, like a tree keeper, I guess, like a family tree keeper. They keep up to date with what kids are born to the family and all that sort of stuff. And then later on in life, well, actually, just before he was gone, I was about 14 when I met a family that were Maltese, and they confirmed that information later on in life after he went, and we were talking about it and all that sort of stuff. But I'd like to visit one day, I guess, just to see, but I don't know enough about my family history to know if there's still family there or anything like that. So that it's very interesting that they left, and it was just like they cut all ties. I have aunties that live in South Africa on my grandmother's side. I don't know. A lot of his family are actually, I know that they are here down in Victoria. Most of them are gone now, though, because they're like his immediate family. Most of them are gone now, so because they'd be well over 100, because they were older than him, and he died in 1990, and he was 74 when he passed away. So yeah, he had a fall and he ended up with a brain bleed, and he passed away from that. So yeah. No good can come of wardrobes. That's all I'm going to say. And that's probably why I don't have any wardrobes in my house. But with that, I am going to bid you all farewell. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate it. Next week, I will shoot you over to Saluna's. If Saluna actually has sprints happening next Thursday, I'll have to talk to her about that. This week, we're not shooting you over there, but because her sprints had to get cancelled. But make sure that you join in again next week for another crafty session. We'll be back at 9 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. And I'd love to see you all here again and hear about all the things that you've been doing all week. I hope you all have a lovely day. Thank you for being here, Ria. Don't forget, we have Kindle and KU Mini Mayhem happening this weekend. So there's 12 hours of sprints both Saturday and Sunday for all those Patreons on BookTube. But as I said, that is it for me today. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day and you get lots of crafting in. And of course, I will see you all in the next video. Thanks for being here, everyone. Bye for now.